talking to Kilya, and he said, Tamaki said, well, my grandmother hates me, so blah, 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 blah. And I was like, he says it so nonchalantly, and suddenly it became clear to me. Tamaki created the host club to have a family, because he didn't have any real relationship with his family. And so he made this little family, you know what I mean? And that's why he's so fiercely protective of it. That moment when he just so simply said that his grandmother hated him, and I thought, wow, that really grabbed me a lot too. So thank you for the question, sweetheart.
That's an extremely hard question for me to answer, because is it me recording in the booth or me being the director of everybody? Because there's so many wonderful moments. It's really hard to remember one in particular that was bad. A lot of the tricky stuff ends up in the outtakes, which you all know of. So everyone knows that I hated having to yell about the crab. I really hated it. Because Haruhi doesn't raise her voice that much, so it was this new thing to have to explore. Like about halfway through, like, what would she sound like when she's really excited and shouting something? Of course it's about food, so that's cool. But I did not enjoy trying to figure out that moment. I'd say memorable, for a good reason, would be Haruhi stands up to Kyoya's father. And that was like such a fabulous payoff, because Kyoya's one of my favorite characters, and just the relationship kind of between the three of them, and her observing and learning what's going on, and what is he really about, and who's this dude about, and what's going on with the school and all these people. And I just love how she's just not going to take it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and let you talk to him like that. I'm like, oh, go get him. I love that. It was wonderful. So from that moment on to like the very end of the show, and it was so bittersweet for me to record like the last scene. You know, them like in the carriage, you know, flying on the bridge and all of that wonderful stuff, and knowing, okay, I'm laying down the tracks for Vic to hear when he comes in to do it. It's gonna be over. But so what's great about it, what's really wonderful, is so many years later, it's still just as new to everybody as it was to us back then. Because it seems to be the show that everybody introduces to their friends who don't watch anime. So it's like everybody's first anime. Like, how exciting! So we get to be a part of bringing all of you into this wonderful world where you can have the same kind of family that Tamaki created. So it's a beautiful show to be a part of, and thank you all for
this way when we switch, I can take you through more.
We're so silly.
What?
We're so silly.
Yeah, we could have just moved over this entire time. Anyways, do you want to switch now, or?
They slide the Ouran across the table, and they do it like, I really didn't think I'd like this, but here it is.
They're like... Oh crap, is this in your way?
Yeah, because on its surface, you know what I mean? On the surface, when you look at it, and you look at the periwinkle jackets,
oh, sorry,
and you
I'm
hear
not
the
holding it very
girls
safely.
All of that, you guys think, well, it's a girl show. It's not DBZ. You know what I mean? And so guys tend to think it's not their kind of show. And yet, once you get into it very quickly, you realize it's all a guy. It's all about guys. The whole thing is from a guy's perspective, doing this host club and entertaining the girls in the school and getting along with these other guys in this club. And every guy that, I mean, so many guys that have come by a convention say, man, I didn't think my girl wanted me to watch this, or so-and-so suggested, and I didn't think I'd like it much, but I love it, it's awesome. Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah. That was really a basic question, but I have each of your characters. What was your favorite kind of cake?
Cake! It's not cake, but key lime pie. Key lime pie. I stole Michael's, that's his favorite too.
Kyoya likes money cake.
Oh, you want to know our character's favorite cake?
Yeah.
How did he like strawberries? She does. You can have the same answer.
It's okay. Commoner coffee cake.
That's good. I'm stealing that one. Next convention. What's your favorite cake? Commoner's coffee cake. Trademark. Bad thing. No, that sounds good to me. I like it. Coffee cake.
What's your favorite kind of cake?
I like velvet cake. Oh, well, see, I didn't see you looking over there. Sorry. What's your favorite cake?
I like eating all kinds of cake.
All right, that's a good honey answer. Yeah.
Go to the dentist.
Brush your teeth, kids.
I was just wondering.
How come it only says 5 minutes and 28, 29, 30 seconds?
Oh, I have to see things.
It's not going to end well.
If you had one member of the host club decide, who would it be and why?
One member of the host club, me as Caitlin, gets to pick a host club member. Honey Senpai. He can kill anything. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he's small and fast. He can get away from things, and he's like a ninja. Honey Senpai.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. She's not really part of the host club, but Renge, because that laugh is like. As long as you're gonna never mind. Tamaki would be fine, because they'd be like, brain. Never, no, moving on.
What? A ring? Oh, okay.
Actually very smart.
I missed the question, but that's brilliant.
I think I would pick the twins. Collectively. Because I can run faster than them. And they could create a distraction while I escaped. Thank you.
Didn't you just see the host club in a zombie apocalypse episode where Tamaki's idea is to just dress up like zombies and fit in? And they'd all be like, right, totally.
It does exist. It's 10 p.m.
My question is,
Wait, you might want to see if it makes sure it wasn't canceled.
what is the most important thing that host club knows or has learned about friendship?
This is Saturday. Okay.
How dare you make us feel something?
Yeah, you. Oh, that's right. You came with last time too.
I think the one thing that the host club maybe takes away from themselves at the end of it is that it's complicated. It's never as simple or as straightforward as you imagine, and you just have to go with it. That's my feeling on it.
Your family doesn't have to be your blood. Your family is wherever you find it. If you find yourself in a group of friends, people that are like your family, then it's okay. If you're a different color, or if you're different
Sorry, I'm just really
families,
trying to get the hair out of the
different
picture.
backgrounds, different nationalities, it doesn't really matter.
That's why I have a better.
You can have a family anywhere.
Gosh. Woo. I mostly see things kind of from Haruhi's perspective, and I don't know how to put it into a statement as succinct as either of these. To me, I think that she tries, in spite of herself, to not say that these guys aren't her friends, but for so long it's like she pretends that this is some situation that she's stuck in. She has to be here with them, and for a while that is true. I think it's really important wherever you are in life to take a moment and look at the people that are in your life, that are your friends, and appreciate them for who they are. Don't take them for granted. Don't take them for granted. That's what something that she means. Yeah. Thank you.
That was a lovely question.
Hey.
I was wondering if you had to voice or be any other character in most colleges.
Renge. Let me be very clear. I would suck at it, but I would love to do it.
Can you do the laugh? She comes up on me.
My own version of that laugh would be like, ha 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 ha, or it would just be like my goofy nerd, like real life laugh, where I'm like,
I have to tell a funny story on you. Caitlin. I've told this story before, but it's the truth. I wanted so bad to play Tamaki. I wanted so bad. Caitlin actually introduced me to this show before it was even licensed. And I made the mistake of falling in love with the show and Tamaki before it was even licensed by Funimation. So I just kind of felt like I might have even jinxed the whole thing, like actors falling in love with something before there's even a chance that they could do it, and it kind of, you get extra disappointed when you can't be a part of something like that. So, Funimation licensed the show, and then they hired Caitlin to direct it, and I was so excited to go and audition for Tamaki. It was just all about Tamaki, and even though I'd done a lot of shows before that, I was nervous going into audition for Tamaki. And we walk into an audition typically, and they have a piece of paper with a picture of the character, a little description of the character, and then 4 or 5 lines that the character would typically say that are representational of the character's personality. So I went in there, and the first thing Caitlin I remember saying when I came in, she went, "Well, I know who you want to audition for." I was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." And so I got in there and I did my best Tamaki. I poured everything I had into it. And there was the silence for a second, and then Caitlin said, "Okay, you want to audition for anyone else?" What? There isn't anybody else! So I think I read for Killia, and I think I read for one of the twins, but my heart was so with Tamaki, and so I do remember that, I'm reading for a couple of other characters, but just wanting Tamaki.
Aww.
It's true love.
Yeah, this love is exciting.
I love the character of Eclair.